Hi, this is Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and this is an overview of the xBrat Guardian zones. So these are automated support and resistance zones on multiple time frames, no matter what chart you're using. So I'm using ES. I'm going to start at the 3 minute and I'm going to move up. But first of all, I need to discuss the colors and what it means, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the logic, but it's an extremely complex logic that is quite difficult to code because it goes along the lines of how I, for the last 25 years, have produced support and resistance zones. And the traders do suffer on being able to mimic what I do. And so we've managed to finally get this working properly. So first of all, I just want to go over the colors, and then I can just switch them off so you can see more and more. So these darker purple zones down here, these are the weekly zones, and on a 3 minute chart probably not going to be relevant. And then the gray you can see in and around here, and if we just zoom in a little bit, this gray, green, pink and everything, and the cyan all at the same line. So the grey zone is the daily zone if I switch that off, and then the pink zone is the 60 minute if I switch that off. You see them start to disappear, and then the 30 minute is the green. Okay, I'll switch that off, and then the 15 minute is the blue, and then the current time frame is the yellow. Okay, so this at the moment, for example, the support and resistance zones just for this 3 minute chart on ES, and this is where they are. You can see one's just started to form here because it's met the criteria, and a percentage of price has been tested, both from the bottom and the top, more than the set number of times, and we've got a zone now projected out to the right, and that's going to be quite relevant. And we can see other ones here. Now they do disappear if they are not tested, and again there's logic behind this, where if a zone is not tested within n number of bars, n percentages, and n percentages from the top or the bottom, and there's lots and lots of logic in there, but the idea is they would be discounted. If I actually go and show the previous zones, you can see there's more that appear on the left there, but they've not been tested again, so they're discounted, and the relevant ones are where we are now. And if I switch the 15 minute zones on, you can see that we have, see here we have the confluation here of both the current time frame and the 15 minute in their very strong zone. Same here where this support is as well. Again, I can show those previous zones as well, and then if we start to add the 30 minute, we can start to see there's really strong support down here as well. If this, again, if this is not tested on the 30 minute with a certain logic criteria, that will disappear. And then we can add the 60 minute time frames. This is a really strong support down here. This one is reasonably new, this 60 minute here, but again quite relevant at the moment. We did have a test in here, and we came back up to test at this point and then come back down again, so that's quite relevant. And then the daily zones, if I just add that, we can see again the daily zones from here to here. Not really relevant on the 3 minute, but very, very, very strong here. And you know, we can always switch that off for now, but all this does is confirm that in this sort of area we're going to find lots and lots of support. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to discontinue all of those, and I'm going to go up to the 15 minute time frame on ES. We reset and everything's done now, so we start at the 15 minutes. So in this case, the 15 minute time frame, because we're on it, is the yellow. The green is the 30. The pink is the 60, the grey is the daily, and the dark purple is, if there is any, down there on the weekly, down here, down at the bottom. You see the very, very strong zones here. We've got weeklies and dailies up here, but again, if it's not tested on the daily or on the weekly time frame with our logic, those will disappear at some stage, but they're still relevant right now. And again, as you can see, what we call sticky zones, and we can trade between them. And I'm not going to start to go through all of our trading indicators that work between them, because all trading indicators work between them. The guardian zones are there to protect you, to stop you from shorting into support or going long into resistance, making sure you understand where the fresh air is to trade. And if you are a trader that's trading off the 60-minute time frame, for example, again, you would be only interested in the current 60-minute time frame, the daily and the weekly. And this is where we are right now with that. So again, we can see the weekly was tested at this point down here. The grays are in the daily, and then the current times frame, which, because we're on the 60-minute chart, is where we are right now. And again, this will work going all the way down to scalping timeframes as well. We can see currently we are in this strong support on this 1 minute time frame. You see this one is just formed here and is projected out to the right. We've got one just formed at the bottom here, but also then we've got this 15-minute as well, which is really, really strong. We've got a 1 minute support and resistance zone here, which is inside the 60-minute as well. So it really gives us that strong instances of where we can trade between, because this is why it's called the guardian zones again. It's to guard against going short into support or long into resistance. Whenever we get a, say we just had another one form as I was talking at this point here on the 1 minute, very, very crucial there. You can see now we're starting to form a bit of a range here. That just actually, if you just rewind a little bit, you'll see that zone form automatically as well, which is phenomenal. Really, really good. You see, we're in this very early morning in the US, and we've not got a great deal of price action, but we are forming that support around this previous 15-minute, and we're starting to form some resistance and support. But again, if this is not tested or is blown through a certain amount of times, this will disappear. And again, it's live. It gives you the current support and resistance zones on the time frame that you're on, and then going up to 15, 30, 60 daily and weekly. And you can switch some of those off if you're on the 1 minute, the daily in the and that may, you know, and the weekly may not be relevant. You may want to switch the 60 off as well and just look at the 15, the 30 and the current time frame. So again, very, very adjustable on what you want to do. But the idea of this is a cool tool that you need on your chart constantly, no matter what trading strategy or time frame you're using. These automated support and resistance zones, the guardian zones, work on sophisticated logic, not just to put them on, but also to take them off if they're not tested anymore, to give you what's current, what's live now, what could pose a problem. Again, it's a cool tool that needs to be on your chart all the time, no matter how you're trading. And this is designed to keep you out of trouble and to show you where that fresh air is. Hopefully that helps. Speak to you all really soon.